losers, but we winning though. They used to laugh at us, now we winning though. They used to tell me never in my lifetime.
What's going on, folks? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Strong Arm Sports, the realest sports podcast in the land. I'm KSpadeTheProspect.
I'm your boy Lil Paris 57, and together we form Strong Arm Sports. Man, the show been on fire the past couple weeks, Spade. I want to keep the momentum going, yo. I want to keep the momentum rolling. I want to jump right into what's popping this week, what's going on this week. Definitely got to talk about some NFL news. That's where I want to start. You good with that?
Hell yeah, let's get it.
All right, let's get it. I want to take it on down to Carolina. No, we're not talking Cam Newton. Even though we can talk Cam, we can talk some Cam news. But I don't want to talk Cam. I want to talk about their cornerback, Josh Norman. Now, reports are, if you guys haven't heard, the reports are that Josh Norman, there's some lingering out there, some rumors going around that he may hold out of camp. He might not show up because, he want that bread. He want that money. So he may hold out. But that's not what I want to talk about, Spade. I want to talk about Josh Norman actually gave his top 5 wide receivers, Spade. He gave his top 5 wide receivers. If you guys don't know who Josh Norman said is his top 5 receivers in the league, I have the list for you. That's why we SAS. That's why we Strong Arm Sports. Because we do the research. I got the top 5. I got Josh Norman's top 5 wide receivers in the league. He said Julio Jones. He said Julio Jones is a beast. He said one of the most toughest guys to cover. He said Antonio Brown. He said that guy was the best route runner in the league. I might agree with that. How about some of that? Said Dez Bryant, another big physical guy that can go up and get the ball at his highest point. Said the same thing about AJ Green. So that's 4 right there. But last but not least, you guys are never ever going to believe who he had. No particular order, by the way. No particular order of who he had first through 5th. He just gave his top 5. No particular order. But you guys are not going to believe who he has as the 5th receiver, best receiver in the league. And that's Kelvin Benjamin of the Carolina Panthers, who didn't even play last season. Spade, is he trolling? What's up with Josh Norman? A lot of people are like, wait a minute, where's Odell Beckham? Do him and Odell got some beef? Why didn't he put Odell Beckham on the list, Spade? That's first what I want to ask you. And was he trolling with Kelvin Benjamin?
Nah, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't put Odell on there because he hates Odell. Why the hell would you put somebody you hate on the list? For one, he hates him. For 2, he already said he lost respect for him. He lost respect for this guy as a person. It's hard to put a person you don't respect in your list of the best to anything. As far as Kelvin getting that last spot, man, that's a teammate. That's your way of showing love. Like if you told me to pick my favorite people from Jersey, I'm gonna put you on the list. I mean, I could name, I could name whoever, but you my dude, so I'm gonna look out. So I get that.
Yeah, I feel you.
I can respect the list. I mean, I think he's reaching with Kelvin, but I understand why he did it. Okay. And I mean, it's kind of hard to dispute the other 4. I mean, he could have put Calvin on there. Calvin, of course, just retired. So I'm all right with the list. I'm all right with it.
I mean, a lot of people was kind of tight because he didn't say Brandon Marshall. He didn't say Beckham. I mean, I agree with you 100%. But let me go ahead again. Say it again.
I see he didn't put Bebe on there. And one other point before you go back in, I guarantee you, if you ask Odell to list his top 5 cover guys, I bet you Norman ain't on his list either. But go ahead.
You're probably right. But let me strong arm something else in here that I wanted to talk about. That this strong arm sports, so I can strong arm a topic in there. Not necessarily a topic, but just your thoughts on it. Josh Norman holding out. Do you think he should hold out? Cornerback is one of those positions that you could be the man this year, and then next year you get that ass toasted, So, if you was Josh Norman, would you hold out for more bread right now, or would you give him another year? What would you do?
Nah, he got to get his money, man.
Got to get his bread. Okay.
Look at what Revis does. Like, Revis pimped this contract signing moment better than anybody, man. Like, he'll bet on himself. He always takes short contracts because he know he finna re-hit your wallet again in the next couple of years. The NFL is not guaranteed money. It is a risk. He can sit there and say, well, I'll wait the next year. We got a chance to get back to the Super Bowl. Forget all that, Josh. Get your bread, bro. Trust me. Especially with them cheap-ass Panthers. You better get it, man.
Especially from the Panthers. They don't want to pay nobody.
Right.
So you better hold out and get your bread from them. I'm with you 100%. I agree with you 100%. Interested to know you guys' thoughts on what you guys think about Josh Norman and his top 5 wide receivers in the league? Let us know in the comment section down below.
All right, so check this out. We in the NFL, we got to talk about this. You guys have been hitting me up like, Spade, what do you think about this? And I was like, wait to the show. We here. RG3 just recently found himself a new home. It is in Cleveland. He'll be reportedly the starting quarterback of the Browns as far as week 1 is concerned. However, Cleveland did go on to say that they're still going to take a quarterback in the draft. LeParis, I'm going to put you on the spot, man. Did RG3 make the right decision? Did the Browns make the right decision?
I mean, I guess for the Browns' sake, it's low risk, high reward. So if RG3 come out and be the guy that he was the first year in Washington when he set the league on fire, he was tearing the league up. The Browns went. I got a problem with RG3 going there though. It's reports that the Browns are still going to take a quarterback in the draft. Mm-hmm. They put Josh McCown, I think that's his name. They put him on the block. He's trade bait right now. But I mean, I'm looking at the weapons. I'm looking at Travis Benjamin. He bounced. He done went to San Diego. I'm looking at the weapons that the Browns have, and I'm like, ooh. I mean, I know they got Barnage. I know they got Crowell. I know they got Duke. But I'm looking at the outside receivers. Maybe they hoping that Josh Gordon comes back. I don't know what the league going to do with that situation. But I'm looking at the weapons, and I'm like, RG3, why did you go there? Maybe Hugh Jackson told him something good in his ear. Maybe he told him he could fix him. Maybe Hugh went up in there like, you see Andy Dalton and RG3, I think you better than Andy Dalton. Did you see how Andy Dalton cooked last year? That was me. So maybe he went in there like that. But it was rumors out there that RG3 also was, pursued by the Cowboys, by the Texans, and also even though the Texans signed old boy from the Broncos, there was still some lingerings out there about RG3 maybe going down there. And last but not least, the Jets. Now, if you look at the Jets,
Broncos as well. I heard Broncos as
well. Exactly. If you look at the Jets, that was real intriguing to me because I'm like, man, they got some nice weapons on the outside. I mean, I think we can agree that the Jets was probably a quarterback away from making it to the playoffs. They had a solid season with Ryan Fitzpatrick. And, Fitzpatrick kind of stunk it up. Say it again?
I think Fitz had a pretty good season. He had his
he did, but he kind of stunk it up in that last game that could have got him in the playoffs. He stunk it up.
That's true.
So, you look at what they had, the Jets have, and what the Broncos have, weapon-wise, I thought those was better fits, but maybe you was speaking that gospel in his ear, like, man, you see what I did with Andy Dalton, and I feel you better. We can do something special over here in Cleveland. Hopefully it work out for Robert Griffin, because, I am a fan. I would love for it to work out for him. I'm hoping for the best, but this is Cleveland. Cleveland is known to fumble, no pun intended, fumble on the goal line. That's, they are known for that.
Yeah, no doubt. Let me throw some stats in here. Okay. RG3 will be, by my calculations now, I could be wrong. I actually went through their roster and their starters over the course of the last few years. Since 1999, by my calculations, RG3 will be the 25th different starting quarterback for this franchise.
That's just insane,
this is a franchise that just can't get right, y'all. I mean, they just can't get right. As far as big-time losses during free agency or whatever you want to call it, like LeParis said, Travis Benjamin, Dre, Starks, of course, Manziel was cut, Carlos Dansby. Needless to say, man, they have some of the weapons are gone. At the same time, maybe they okay. They got Hartline if he can stay healthy. They got Josh Gordon if he can put the weed down. They got Crowell if he can stay healthy. They got Duke Johnson. Maybe they can make it work. The one thing you said that I like about Hugh, and I could be wrong, but let's face it, I really don't be wrong a lot. If you look at Cincinnati last year, what they did to really make a change to me was to quick reads. Man, they gave the Red Rifle some of the quickest reads in the world. That's why Eifert had such a big year. He would be the hot read. It would be like a 3-step drop, throw to the tight end. If you want to bring something like that over, I really feel like RG3 could be back. You got to put him in a system that works for him. And a lot of people say that's what kind of went wrong over there, man. Like Jay and Robert, they ain't get along. You know they didn't. Yeah. He wasn't necessarily trying to go out of his way to make sure this man had a system that he could, be successful in. I hope it works. Another thing I hope RG3 learned a lot from his own
I think he
mistakes.
did.
Because RG3 talk a lot. Like, shut your
I think
ass
he
up,
did,
bro.
Spade.
It ain't even no nice way to put it, Robert. Shut up. Stop pointing
Well,
fingers.
I'm with
Stop saying the
that.
line didn't block that good and my receivers dropped. Just shut up. Just shut up. Because at some point, dog, in Washington, his teammates hated him. They hated him. And everybody know football is a brotherhood, man. You got to have that camaraderie. Them guys got to get pissed off when they see you get the hell knocked out of you. It would be times in Washington, RG3 would get creamed, and nobody would even go help him up. Like, they didn't give a damn. Don't burn that bridge over here, Robert. Straight up. But, bro.
I agree. I agree with you 100%, and I think he learned his lesson. I think he learned. If I got a problem with a teammate, I need to probably bring it to the teammate and not take it to the media. Because going out there and saying the offensive line ain't blocked, that's just not the way you handle things. That's just not the way you handle things. I got one more question for you, Spade, then we can move on.
All right, what you got?
Do we trust Josh Gordon? Like, the pattern that Josh Gordon has shown us is that, man, he's not going to give up whatever substance he's using. Can we trust him?
I don't. And I hate to say that, but I don't. Not only do I not trust him, what I'm concerned about is how the time away from the game has affected his skill. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's going to forget how to catch a football, forget how to run a route. But I don't care what you do in the gym. Nothing you can do in the gym can equal preparing for football with football. You know what I'm saying? Being out there, taking those hits, running those routes, getting your endurance up, running in whatever the weather elements are, whether it's hot or cold. You can't do nothing in the gym that can simulate that. So I hope he's still the Josh Gordon we know. I hope he's still Flash Gordon when he get out there. We're talking about a 6'3" receiver that can, that can fly.
Potential.
They gonna need that. They gonna need you, bro. They gonna need you, man. So I hope so for their sake.
And like you said, it's a different from being in physical shape and then being in game shape. You got to mentally prepare yourself and your body to take that punishment, and you just can't do that by just working out, man. You got to be out there and literally feel it. So it's a difference, like you said. I agree.
Right.
But I'm rooting for you, Josh. I'm hoping you learned your lesson too, Josh, because I think if you get suspended one more time, I think that's the permanent ban. I think you out of here. So I know people be like, well, weed ain't a big deal. It's illegal in the league. Let's focus up. Up.
Ready to move on? That's all that matters.
All right, let's get it. I want to talk about stay in the league, and I want to talk about Trent Richardson. He's trying to make a comeback. Word on the street is the Ravens, may or may not pick him up. But I was reading some articles about Trent Richardson, and it was some things that kind of disturbed me. Trent Richardson said that he couldn't focus on football because there was so many family members and friends, that was in his wallet. Kept asking him for things, kept begging him for money and trips and funeral payments, and it stopped him from focusing on football. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, Trent, you couldn't say no? And he said that's what kind of threw off his focus with football. Spade, how do you feel about Trent Richardson making those comments?
It's tough, bro. This wouldn't be the first time we've heard about a player in this situation. It was a guy, I wish I could remember his name. I really don't even remember the team. I want to say the Saints or 49ers, but I remember reading an article some years back of a guy whose family was at him for money so bad that they was banned from the practice facility. They would show up during practice to get this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we need money, we need this, we need that. First of all, it's a shame that people doing that. And where's Trent? I feel what you're saying about Trent can't say no. For a lot of these kids, it's tough to say no because these are the same people who had your back on the way up. And in your heart, you want to help these people. What I want is for these families to stop leeching off of these kids, man. Let these guys be great. You know what I'm saying? If they got it in their heart to give it to you, take it. If not, if they really should be helping you and they not, they going to get that. It's something called karma that's going to be out there and take good care of them. Now, on the flip side of that equation, I don't buy that that's Trent's issue. Now, do we have family that's out there leeching and blood sucking? Probably. Is that what kept him from playing football well or being in shape? I doubt it. Now, I read an article.
Alabama. You know how I feel about Alabama running backs.
You say none of them is it. And you might be right.
It.
But I read an article on Trent that kind of disturbed me. Trent says that the NFL it's easy to be lazy because everything isn't structured out like it was when he was at Alabama. That tells me Nick Saban would hit him up and say, Trent, get your ass up. You need to go to class. You in class? Okay, we got practice. You need to come to practice? That's for kids, bruh. You in the NFL right now. This is a grown man league. Get you an alarm clock. If it ain't getting you up, put it across the room. Same thing I tell my kids. Put your alarm clock across the room so that you got to physically get up out of bed and walk over and shut it off. Do what you know you need to do. They saying Trent was up to like 240. You know what? You say that ain't it, but what's up with Alabama running backs and eating, man? Y'all boys can't push away from the buffet, can you?
I'm gonna tell you, Eddie Lacy, like look at him. And I'm gonna tell you something else.
Number 3 overall, bruh.
Hey, Spade, I'm gonna tell you something else, bro. If an alarm clock don't work for you, homie, you can hire a trainer that'll get that ass up at 5:30 in the morning, and you pay them, and they'll come get that ass up. This is the big boy leagues, man. This is grown man stuff. So if you feel like you not motivating yourself, you can pay people to motivate you, to help you get the motivation you need to be successful. That's why you're making money.
Number 3 overall, man.
Go ahead.
Trent has gotten opportunities. Same thing you said about Josh Gordon, I say about Trent. Like, if it don't work out with the Ravens, I think you out the door. Like, I don't think another team will take a risk on you because running backs coming a dime a dozen right now, man. Like, I remember when running back by committee was like a team or two. Most teams had a feature back that carried the ball like 90% of the time. Man, every team got like 3 backs that split carries, bro. So you better get in where you fit in, or you're going to be on the outside looking in.
And I'm going to tell you, that's what makes it worse, babe, because Trent don't even got to be the man. You just got to contribute. If you can contribute, you can get a check. Like, all you got to do is contribute. Like, especially with the way the league is a passing league anyway. They don't want to run the rock. It's a few teams out there that want to run the ball, establish the run, but majority of these teams, they do not want to run the ball. So if you could come in there and get your 3.9, your 4.1 yards a carry, and just contribute, get you 400 or 500 yards, and then another guy get another 400 yards. Like, the way they running the ball now, all you got to do is contribute, and you can stay in the league forever and get a check, man. Trent, this is it, bro. Like Michael Jackson, this is it. This is it.
You ain't
Trent,
never
if you don't get your mind right, this is your last stop, bro. Push the food away. Hire you a trainer. Hire somebody that's gonna get you prepared right. Shit, go back to Alabama and work out with that football team on the same schedule they on, so you can get right. But I'm telling you, this is it, bro.
All right, let's jump into some college hoops. Man, It is March Madness. This is the most exciting time in college basketball. This year's March Madness has indeed been mad. It's been pretty mad. So I want to speak on Coach K for a minute, man. I didn't realize how polarizing Coach K was. People either love him or hate him. Don't seem to be a whole lot of in between. And he just recently got himself tied up with a bit of drama. So if you guys don't know, man, the Oregon Ducks, they really feel like they was getting the respect they deserve. So when they got a chance to get a piece of Duke, they bit into him like a pit on a poodle, all right? They got Duke up out of there. At the end of the game, Dylan Brooks, a forward for the Oregon Ducks, took a 3 with no time on the clock, made it rain, splashed the 3. I think he kind of saluted to the crowd like, he went a little extra. And at the end of the game, Coach K came up to the kid. Of course, we don't know what he said, but the kid seemed to be apologetic. Like in his body language, he seemed to be apologizing to Coach K. At the end of the game, Dylan Brooks told the media that Coach K told him he was too good of a player to be showing off like that at the end of the game. When approached with the question, Coach K said he didn't say it, which made a big thing because everybody was like, is Coach K calling this kid a liar? Like, why would the kid lie? The kid's like, that's what he said. Coach K said, that's not what I said. Coach K comes back a day later and apologizes to the coach of Oregon because he says, I didn't have the right to go to that play. Everybody says, as a coach, you coach your team, you compliment the other team. That's all you can do. A coach can't coach a player for another team. And if the Oregon head coach felt like his 3 at the end of the game was inappropriate, that's for Oregon's coach to come up to him and say, hey, don't do that. Show a little more class. So Coach K comes back and apologizes and says, I never had a right to say anything to that kid, and I hope I didn't take the attention off the great game that they had, which of course you did, Coach K. Of course you did.
Absolutely.
But I don't know, bro. We ain't got to spend a lot of time on it, man. What you think about this, and where do you stand on the whole thing?
I mean, Coach K, Coach K can get a little salty too. He was a little salty. Just came off a hard L. Think back to Cam in the Super Bowl. That's all I want to say.
Good point.
That's all I want to say.
Good
you know
point.
What I mean? Just came off a hard L. Some things were said. Maybe he didn't mean them. Maybe he did. Who knows? But, one thing I want to say about Coach K is, you can't be the pot calling the kettle black, man. Coach K, your team's pound apart, K. Your teams do a lot of that crap during the game, too, man. And you guys have won a lot of games, won a lot of national championships, went to a lot of Elite Eights and a lot of Final Fours, a lot of national championship games. So these kids was ecstatic, and they beat Duke. Like, I mean, when it comes to college basketball, it's like UCLA back there with Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and those guys. It's like Duke, North Carolina, like they up there with the upper echelon. So for Oregon to be like, man, we beat Duke, the kid was probably ecstatic and probably just was like, was in the moment and just shot a three, man. And like you said, he looked apologetic. It wasn't, in my opinion, malicious. Like, yeah, let me shove it down Duke's throat. To me, it wasn't like that. And I don't know, man. It just seemed like the kid was overwhelmed in the moment and was happy. And I think Coach K kind of went a little too far because, he took a hard L, man. He took an L.
So let me make sure I'm understanding you right. You saying even Coach K, one of the great collegiate coaches, like perennial winner for what it's worth. I'm not saying Duke win it every year, but I mean, this guy's a winner. This guy's the coach of the USA Olympic basketball team. Yeah. Right after a loss, even Coach K can pout and have an attitude. That's what you saying?
Yeah, he had a little too.
I thought Cam, the world act like Cam was the only person who ain't very approachable right after a loss. I'm just trying to make sure I heard you right. So Coach K got a little Cam in him too. Who knew? What else we got, bro?
Yeah, or Cam got a little Coach K, however you want to spin.
Yeah, if Coach K had a damn hoodie on, man, I wouldn't have known who. I wouldn't have known who it was. I'd have thought it was Cam.
After a L, it's a little. It can be a little touchy.
Coach K was cussing, bro.
I know.
Like, I don't give a damn what you say. I'm like, oh shit! Listen to Coach K. He angry.
Yeah, man. It's tough at the L, man.
It's tough at the
Ron Rivera came out this week. And was like, hey, maybe you should talk to the losing opponent after the game. So I don't know. No.
You know what Ron Rivera said? The only person who should have to address the media after a huge loss is the coach, because he's prepared to handle it. Coach K was cussing. Coach K was pissed off.
He wasn't prepared to handle it.
He was the coach.
He must have been looking ahead. I don't know.
We might have to go up to the owner or the athletic director or something. I don't know. What else we got, bro?
All right, we can move on. We're going to stay with the NCAA, man. If you guys don't know, 2 of the Final Four are set. In case you missed it, Villanova, they beat Kansas. Yes, Villanova beat Kansas. And Oklahoma came out and beat said Oregon. Oregon came out a little flat. And Buddy Hield, I think his name is like Xavion, like Shavron. He got a crazy first name. His first name is crazy. His first name ain't Buddy, if you guys didn't know.
But
Buddy. He came out and cooked. And, Oregon went home, man. So 2 of the 4 set. And we will be seeing Nova play Oklahoma, if I'm not mistaken, next Saturday. So it will be a very interesting game. Because Nova look like they ready for teams' best punches. They out there shooting for the damn stars. They ain't playing.
You ain't never lied. I don't have much to add to this segment. Kudos to both of these teams. Like LePere said, man, Nova... I watched the Nova Miami game. Of course, I was rooting for Miami, and Nova was just shooting like they entered the cheat code. I think they had a damn game genie or something, man. And that hot shooting is carried on, and it helped them get past tough team tonight. And as far as OU, Buddy Hield is the guy who I said I thought was the best player in college hoops, and y'all was telling me no. And the guy who y'all said the best player in college hoops didn't make it to the tourney, and the guy who I think is the best player in college hoops made it to the Final Four. And still might be going. But, I'm not one of them folks who brag and say, I told you so. So we're going to go ahead and move to the next segment.
I keep telling you guys, you cannot let KSpade be right. And you guys continue I'm gonna tell you what I learned. Let me just veer off for a second here. I'm gonna tell you what I learned from doing this show and just being
I didn't say nothing.
in Spade surroundings. Just agree with him. So it's just easier to just be like, you know what, you're right. Just agree with him. Because if he's
from having
right,
egg on your face, man.
I'm gonna just tell you, if he's right, you never hear the end of it. Please, I'm gonna tell you, for your sake, you better pray Buddy don't win it all, and you better pray Buddy ain't it in the NBA. For your sake.
Well, bad news. Because Buddy is it, okay? You had a pretty interesting stat about Buddy and 3-point shots. You want to share that one?
Oh, yeah, man. Buddy Hield is the first. Well, he ain't the first. He's the first player since this said player to hit 100 threes prior to going to the Elite Eight. And the other player is Steph Curry. So he's in good company in college, which is just a crazy stat. Like, he had 100 threes already prior to going to the Elite Eight, and they played the Elite Eight game tonight. Like, he played the Elite Eight game tonight. So he still got the Final Four, and he could move so on. So Buddy looking like he hit. I'm gonna just say it. Buddy looking like he hit. But for y'all's sake, y'all better pray Buddy be Michael Olowokandi or somebody. I don't know.
I didn't say nothing. Anyway, man, let's go ahead and move forward, man. It's crazy we made it through the whole show without talking any NBA news. Y'all know I'm not having that. So let me get up. Let me throw some elbows. Let me get up in here with some NBA news. Let me talk LeBron James. LeBron has been in the media a lot here lately for doing stupid stuff like unfollowing the team that he plays for on social media and stuff like that. I don't even want to talk about that. What I want to talk about is this. LeBron said before he retires, he would like to play at least a season or two with his best friends. His best friends, of course, would be Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, and Chris Paul. LeBron James, the most heavily scrutinized athlete in the history of professional sports, who just went to Miami and got called everything but a child of God because he went to Miami to win a ring, said that if he has it his way, he wants to play at least a season or two with 3 other eventual Hall of Famers. LeFairs, what up, man? What up?
First of all, Spade, what did Chris Paul say about it?
Chris Paul was like, yeah.
What did Dwayne Wade say about it?
Yeah.
What did Melo say about it?
Melo said he don't think it's possible, but if it is possible, it better be somewhere warm. So he done shot down New York and Cleveland.
Let me tell you something, man. LeBron James, either he's the biggest troll or he gotta be like a media whore. And I like Bron.
I think he's a little bit of both.
You cannot do it. First of all, the Cavs been terrible. They just got tightened up by the Nets. Come on. Right. Like, the Nets got like 10 wins. Like, come on. Bron, I'm gonna tell you what, and this is gonna be tough for me to say, man. I like Bron. I think LeBron's still one of the best players in the league. But I'm going to tell you that with the antics LeBron has been pulling lately, it's making me starting to look at Bron like, man, I'm starting not to like this dude, yo. Like, why are you even doing, like, LeBron, why? I really would like to just ask LeBron why. And then when the media say something to him about him unfollowing the team or the statements he make about playing with these guys, do that mean you're going to leave, which he know is going to come? He'd be like, oh my God, I'm so astonished. What are you doing? Like, come on, Brian. You know them questions got to get asked, especially by a good reporter. Any good reporter is going to ask them questions. Why would you unfollow your team when you know people lurking on your Twitter and looking at you every move? It just don't make sense to me. I don't understand. I would really want LeBron to give an honest answer, which he wouldn't do. And just answer why. Why would you do it? Why? I don't. What do you think, Spade? Because
this is what I think. I don't know if I've ever just come out and said this on the show, but LeBron James was my favorite player. I think he is my favorite player. I'm not sure because I am a Miami Heat fan, and I wasn't initially upset with Brown when he left Miami. I didn't like it, but I wasn't upset with Brown when he left Miami. All the stuff that came after, though, kind of had me like, well, what is he doing? Like, what is he doing? Here's the thing. I think LeBron underestimated how difficult it would be to recreate what he had at Miami. I honestly think LeBron thought Kyrie's a good player, Kevin Love's a good player, I'm a good player. You sprinkle in some old vets. Give me a couple guys from Miami. Give me James Jones. You know, he kind of remind me of when we was in Miami. And I'm right back like I left something. And last year, even though they struggled, it kind of looked that way. They got to the finals, and I'm on record as saying I think a healthy Cavs team wins the finals last year. They might not. Nobody knows. That's just what I think. Even if they don't, I think at best it's a 7-game series last season. But this year, the Cavs aren't it, y'all. They got people out there healthy. Their chemistry is still trash. It's times where this team look like they just met each other yesterday. They're not getting along. LeBron and Kyrie is butt heads. LeBron and Kevin Love don't even take selfies together. Like, Kevin Love don't never know when they taking selfies. They don't let Kevin Love in on the selfies. Dion Waiters already showed some resistance and got shipped up out of town. Wiggins didn't even get a chance to show resistance. He got shipped out of town. David Blatt was scared to call plays. He got shipped out of town. Tyronn Lue here. He's not happy with what he's seeing. Tyronn better sit his ass down or he's getting shipped out of town. It's a debacle. Just put the Browns and the Cavaliers together and let them be the most disappointing franchise in two sports at the same damn time.
Man, poor Cleveland.
I feel sorry for Cleveland. And I mean, it's no sarcasm when I say that. Your sports teams are just crazy. I don't know what's going on right now. LeBron, how do you think it makes your teammates feel for you to keep talking about how you wish you could play with this guy and this guy and this guy?
Yeah, man.
Why don't you play with the damn guys you got over there that you pull strings to get over there? Kevin Love, like, you could have left my ass in Minnesota, bruh. Like, I was a double machine over there. We wasn't going to no playoffs, but at least I was the man. Now he over here, he can't even get in selfies, and you wish you could play with other folks. Make it work, bruh. Like, just, Brian, stop
talking.
Stop it.
Stop talking.
You turning your fans away, dog. You killing us, man. It's tough for me to defend you right now.
He talking too much, and he doing little subliminal crap on Twitter like a groupie. Like, I don't understand why he's doing this stuff, man. And another point, Spade, whenever you trade for Channing Frye and you say Channing Frye is the missing piece, come on, bro. Come on, bro. And Channing Frye is a solid player, but let's be serious. Channing Frye the missing place to them going to the championship. Let's be serious. Let's be serious. Come on, Brian. You don't believe that. We don't believe that. You got. I want LeBron to shut it down, shut down Twitter, shut down talking that crap to the media about I want to play with the bro fro team. Like, we know y'all brothers, and you know y'all. Brian, get it together, bro. Because I'm gonna tell you, it's looking like y'all probably gonna come out the East again. Especially, we don't know what's going on with Miami and Bosh. You know, we don't know what's going on with Bosh down there in Miami.
Bosh. I think right now Miami's the best team in the East. What I think.
Y'all heard it. Yeah, I heard it. I still think they're going to come out the East, but they ain't winning no championship. So, Brian, how would you feel going back to the championship again, losing again, and your teammates still looking side-eye at you like, man, he ain't believing us anyway? Come on, man. I'm interested to know what the fans think, man. What do you guys feel is going on with LeBron? LeBron is chopping it up with Wade, Tyronn Lue getting on him like, man, he shouldn't have did that before the game. LeBron saying he want to play with his bros. Like, he want to, before it's all said and done, I want to play 1, 2, 3 years with my bros. Blind, it don't work like that, bro. It don't work like that, B. It don't work like that. Spade, let me get one more point in before you go. He is one of the hardest players to figure out, man. Like, usually you could be like, man, this guy's a sincere type of guy. LeBron is so, I don't even want to say strategic, but he is just one of the hardest players to figure out, man. Like, everything he said, you'd be like, what did he mean by that? Who are we talking to? What's going on? Is that about his mom? Is that about his kid? It's just too confusing. I don't get it. And I'm tired of trying to get it. Yeah. Go ahead, Spade.
You know, you and I had a conversation off camera, and this one right here is going to be controversial. Feel free to hit me up in the comment section. I hit my Twitter or whatever if you disagree, even if you want to piggyback off of this statement. But some years back, David Banner. Most of you guys know David Banner, the rapper. He gave a lecture at Georgia State University where he talked about men of today handling things in a female type of way because they was raised by females and didn't have a strong male figure in their life. And I talked with LaParis off camera. I talked with the homie Mark off camera, and we was talking about people always compare Jordan, Kobe, Bron. Those three names always come up. And I told him, if you look at it, look at Jordan's father. Like, they had a very close bond. He was a strong-willed man, and he taught Jordan a lot of stuff that Jordan could apply to life, not just basketball, but to life. Look at Kobe and his father. His father also had NBA. You know, he had that experience, so he could help Kobe with things along the way to prepare him. And I'm not by any means making an excuse for LeBron, but some of the stuff LeBron do to me, it got a bit of a feminine feel to it. And I don't want nobody to come at me like I'm not trying to say this man a bitch or nothing like that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, let's face it, let's be honest, guys. How many times is your lady mad and you don't know what she mad about? You know she mad, but she won't say what she mad about. You know, like LeBron would go to Twitter and put some stuff like, you know, if everybody stand for one and don't fall for two, and we sitting at home reading this mess and we like, what do that mean? Like, who is he mad at? Just say who you mad at, bro. Just go to Kyrie and say, pass the damn ball, Kyrie. You shouldn't have 30 points and no assists if you are a point guard. Say that. Stop dancing around and stop playing clues and figure out the puzzle. To me, I really feel like that has a lot to do with some of Bron's outbursts, if you want to call it. I don't even know if outburst is the right word, but
tendencies,
like,
maybe?
This screaming for attention that he seems to be doing. Like, I still think Bron the best player in the league. Even with Steph tearing the league up. As far as the most complete player in the league, I still think it's Bron. We talking about him unfollowing the Cavs and wishing for a super team, but the numbers that he put up this week, for this past week, the man averaged about 30 points a game, 8 boards, 8 dimes, and probably about 48% from the field. He's had an amazing week of basketball, and nobody's talking about it. We talking about all this bull job that he's doing on the side. Stop doing that, bro. Ball up.
That's a great point. You ready to move on?
Yes, sir.
I gotta pick him game for a spade. Now, and I gotta toot our own horn because we called it, and when we right, we gotta say we right. Told you guys Popovich ain't caring nothing about this Thunder game. Didn't I tell you that? I told you that. I think I told you that. Popovich he sat players the previous night, made sure they was gonna get the win at home though. So he played, Parker. He played Parker and Duncan and Vic Aldrich, at home. Well, he said, man, he playing the Thunder on the road. Everybody sit out. So everybody was out. They went out there with the JV squad. They called people up from the D League. And they went out there and got that work. Popovich ain't give a damn about that about that game. Like we said, sat everybody in the Thunder. Came out with a big victory. And I think we both picked the Thunder, Spade, if I'm correct. So he was right about that.
Yep.
The pick'em game this week, I have it, is Tuesday, March 29th. It's Rockets at Cavs. We just talked about the Cavs. Just talked about Bron. Spade, who you got?
Woo. Well.
Yeah, Rockets at Cavs.
It's a tough one. You know what I'm going to do, though? I'm going to go ahead and step out on that, man. I'm going to take the Rockets. The Rockets are a team in disarray, man. They look like crap. The one thing they got going for them is they are actually fighting for a playoff spot. They're fighting for that 8th spot. I think they got more reason to care than the Cavs. The Cavs know they in. They a shoe in. So, I don't know. Get the ball to James Harden. Get the ball to Michael Beasley. Tell everybody else to get out the way and go get your dub, Rockets.
That's crazy. I should have went first because I'm going to pick the Rockets. And
Topping off my paper.
I'm going to pick the Rockets because of the Cavs, man. The Cavs out there getting to work by the Nets. They came out, they beat the Knicks tonight, if I'm not mistaken. I think they played the Knicks. Bron had a triple-double. Kyrie didn't play. Love played well, but I'm looking at the Cavs, and I'm just like, man, I don't know what I'm going to get from the Cavs on a night-to-night basis. I know what I'm going to get from James Harden on a night-to-night basis, whether he's shooting 3 of 30 or 13 of 14 from the line. Like, I know James Harden about to leave it all on the court. And now that they signed Michael Beasley, I know Michael Beasley about to come off the bench, play 20 minutes, and have 27 points.
You ain't never
He about to play 20 minutes and have 27 points. Now that Dwight don't have to stick him, he can't catch a pass. He out there looking like Hands of Stone Jones. So I don't trust Dwight, but I do trust the other players on the team. So give me the Rockets. I'm taking the Rockets in the picking game this week, man.
When in doubt, just copy off my paper, huh, bro?
I mean, I should have went first. That's my bad.
That wasn't your
That's
answer.
my bad.
Anyway, bro, let's close the show out, man. This is a very prestigious award given out in sports podcast. I think it's the biggest award you can get in like podcast history. We call it the Strong Arm Performer of the Week. We give this award to a player who raised his level of play to ensure that his team got the victory. LePage, you on the hot seat, man. Who you got?
Hold up, I already know where yours is going to. Let me check the stat line. I think James Harden had a good game this week, so we already know it's going to James Harden. Anyway, my player right here is definitely going to a guy that I kind of be hard on, especially with the dunk contest, because he always, do the flashy dunks between the legs. I don't think he deserved to win the dunk contest. The dunk contest was exciting. I'm not going to say it's back, but he always go between the legs. But nonetheless, I'm going to give it to the dunk champion, Zach LaVine, but not for doing flashy dunks. I'm giving it to Zach LaVine because he threw Minnesota on his back. He had 25 points, excuse me. And I know y'all like 25 points, that ain't nothing. But Zach LaVine threw the Timberwolves on his back, which the game with the double overtime, Zach LaVine hit 2 clutch threes in like 30 seconds to send it to double overtime in a tough win over the Wizards. So for that, Zach LaVine, for throwing the Timberwolves on your back, getting them to double overtime and winning the game, Zach LaVine, you are my Strong Arm Performer of the Week. And the funny thing is, we get a lot of questions, Spade. We get a lot of questions. Zach LaVine or Wiggins, Zach LaVine. And right now, it's looking like Zach LaVine is that dude. Ever since they put him in the starting lineup, Zach LaVine has been cooking. Check the numbers. Zach LaVine, you are my Strong Arm Performer of the Week.
It's pretty good performance. I guess that's deserving of the award. I'm going to go somewhere completely different with mine. I mean, I'm going to go somewhere you guys would never expect me to go.
Boxing? Baseball?
Let me say, bro, stop trying to guess. This ain't a game show. The person I'm giving the award to got a triple-double, made sure his team got the dub, raised his level of play to the tune of 32 points, 13 assists, 11 rebounds, dropping off the Raptors. Drop the Raptors off. I'm giving my award to the beard, the chef himself, James Harden. Welcome back to Strong Arm Performer of the Week, bro. We've been waiting on you to turn up so we can give you your award, man. Welcome back, James. Welcome back. What, bro?
Oh my gosh, James Harden done made it back. He might as well just book a room because, oh my gosh, he got so many strong.
I'm watching James every night, and when James go off, I got his trophy for him.
Yeah, man. James Harden got so many Strong Arm Performer of the Week awards. He just need a whole room for them joints. Because one thing Spade gonna do is give his Strong Arm Performer of the Week to
I'm
James
gonna tweet him.
We already know this.
I'm gonna tweet him and let him know he won it again. You back, James? You back, bro?
Yo, we want to thank you guys for watching the show as usual. We want all your thoughts on everything we talked about in the comment section down below. We want you guys to share your thoughts and opinions. If you agree with us or disagree, as usual, if you don't want to see our mothership, we got audio podcasts everywhere, UPodOmatic. Like I said, we ain't been having that issue no more. We got hella bandwidth. So go download as many times as you want over there on iTunes and SoundCloud. We everywhere. As usual, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. It takes 2 seconds. If you're a regular here, hit the like button. Show your support. We want to thank you guys for watching. Continue rocking with us every week, man. We'll see you guys next episode. Strong Arm Sports, we out. Peace.